This is a beginner or intermediate breathing exercise that is going to work on the full exhale component of your breath. So when we inhale, we are coming in, bringing air in through our nose, sometimes our mouth if we are exercising, and we are filling our lungs with air, our rib cage is expanding, our diaphragm's coming down, and we're getting some expansion in our abdomen. When we exhale, the reverse happens. Most exhales are a relaxation. So we kind of tense all of our muscles to draw in the air, and then when we slowly relax them, or they eccentrically contract to slowly control that relaxation, the air gets pushed out. That is a normal relaxed breath. When we are exercising, we then start to do a forced exhale, which is then squeezing air out faster and pushing more air out. Most people struggle with getting full exhales because they haven't exercised for a long time. They lose access to mobility in their rib cage. They don't have as strong of diaphragms or additional accessory muscles. So we end up losing some of that ability, and that can lead to things like cramping when we try to do an exercise really intensely and we start to breathe really heavy, all the way down to some pelvic floor dysfunction as well. So for this exercise, all we're gonna do is work on learning how to really fully exhale all of our air out, which is going to concentrically contract our diaphragms as much as possible to bring them up, to push the air out while using our obliques and getting our rib cage to kind of what we call internally rotate, which is just gonna get a little bit more mobility into our rib cage as well. The key for this is to make sure that we are not rounding and crunching our spines. This is not a spine movement. It is very much just a rib cage. So you're going to take a quiet, mouth closed inhale in through your nose, like so. Then as we exhale, you're gonna think about your rib cage shrinking and coming towards each other. So the two front sides are kind of wrapping in towards each other and it's kind of coming down. So you're going to feel, you can either place your hands here or in the front, but you should feel that they are coming in towards each other on the front, in towards each other, but without crunching down. So inhale, exhale, then inhale again. Now, with this exercise, typically, we will focus on the exhale. So we don't care too much about what's happening on the inhale. We just are focusing on the exhale. On the exhale, you want to breathe out as slow as possible and squeeze out all the air. So the first 80% of that breath is just getting your air out. The last 20% is when you feel all of the muscles start to squeeze and blow your air out all the way. If you aren't able to do that, we might need to have a little bit more of a structured exercise set up for you, but most of the time this just takes practice. As you exhale, you can either blow out like you're blowing out a candle, or exhale like I did, like you're fogging up a mirror. It feels a little bit different. It kind of tends to activate or bring in a little bit different muscles, but really I tell people, don't overthink this, just kind of focus on what feels best for you. So again, we're gonna put our hands on the sides of our rib cages at the bottom, inhale in, feel expansion, pause, exhale out, squeeze, pause, inhale. Good. As you squeeze, you should feel that you are not coming down into a rounded position. You just should feel your obliques and some of your muscles just trying to squeeze your rib cage a little bit smaller, getting all of this to kind of come down and to wrap around. Now, if that is challenging, again, and you're getting cramping or something like that, you can try different positions like on your back, or you might just need an assessment to see what's going on. But this is a great way to end your workout because a lot of the time, whether you're stressed a lot or you just did a workout, we work on trying to get air in, air in, air in. We just don't have that slow, really prolonged breath, which is not really fully loading and squeezing some of those muscles, but also it's not fully getting you into as much of a parasympathetic state. When we exhale, we are kind of bringing some of that parasympathetic nervous system online. We're trying to tapping into that a little bit more, and so that's what focusing on exhales can do, in addition to working on all those muscles as well. So this is one of those things that feels weird and awkward at first, but it takes a lot of practice because it's a skill. If you're struggling with it, you probably just need an assessment and somebody to work with you a little bit more closely.